What is up, guys? Delboy here. So hard-hitting Russian heavyweight prospect Arslanbek Makhmudov knocks out Avery Gibson in 1 round. On paper, this is a very impressive performance from the Russian heavyweight prospect because Avery Gibson, as all hardcore heavyweight boxing fans know, is a very durable, tricky journeyman, and he always gives a good account of himself against up-and-coming prospects. In fact, before this fight, he actually never got stopped. And, he's been in there with the likes of Simon Keane, Alexander Teslenko, Michael Hunter, Bogdan Dinu. He's been in there with some recognisable names, and he's never ever been knocked out. So Arslanbek Makhmudov being the first man to do so, in my opinion, is, fairly impressive, to be quite honest. And he did it in the first round. Arslanbek Makhmudov started the fight very aggressively. That's not a surprise, that's his style. He likes to come forward and he seeks the knockout. He did that in this fight, and, he was backing Avery Gibson up straight away. The first knockdown was caused by a few right uppercuts, followed by a right hand over the top, and it dropped Avery Gibson. Gibson beats the count. He looks a bit hurt, but, he can go on. And, Makhmudov then, goes for the kill, as we expect. He lands a few more right hands, and it drops Avery Gibson again. Gibson does actually beat the count, but the referee waves it off straight away. And to be quite honest, I felt Avery Gibson, from looking at him, could have gone on. I felt it was a bit of a premature stoppage, but, the way Avery Gibson was responding to the punching power of Makhmudov kind of, made me believe eventually he would have been stopped anyway, but it would have been interesting to see him go on. But regardless, despite the stoppage being premature, I still think it's a very, very impressive thing to knock out Avery Gibson in a round, like I said, considering he's never been stopped in the past. Offensively, Makhmudov is a really entertaining fighter, carries real punching power. He's got a really nice overhand right, and his right uppercut is placed, excellently. It's a great punch. So his right hand is quite educated, but I would like to see more of a jab going forwards, because his jab right now is, very inconsistent. He throws it few and far between. When he steps up, I do think we'll need to see more of a jab. And I watched Boxing Squared post-fight video for this fight, and he mentioned the fact that, he would like to see more variety from Makhmudov going forwards. I totally agree. He is very right-hand heavy, so I would like to see him mix it up a bit more, more body work, more use of that left hand, maybe a left hook in play, left hook to the body, left hook to the head, a ramrod jab. Makhmudov is very heavy-handed, so a ramrod jab behind a nice tight high guard as he comes forwards, it could be a good weapon to add to his arsenal. And Boxing Squared also mentioned the fact that, as an aggressive fighter, Makhmudov actually holds his hands quite low. And, again, it's another observation I agree with. He will need to tighten up going forwards. Avery Gibson caught him with a couple of shots here and there. Nothing serious, but, if that's a higher level heavyweight, catching him with those shots, how does he respond to it? Going forwards, I would like to see him tighten up that defense. Makhmudov, he's never going to be a slick operator. He's never going to be a guy who moves his head, who slips punches to get on the inside. No, that's never going to be Makhmudov. But what he could do is add a sort of high guard to his game, just a basic guard to protect himself coming forwards a bit more. Because right now he does look defensively open, and at this level, he's not going to get found out. But as he steps up against bigger guys with more ambition, with more punching power and more skills, it could be his undoing. But, Arslanbek Makhmudov, in my opinion, is a very good prospect. I've mentioned it on a couple of my live streams in the past, and I feel he does go under the radar. He's got a lot of good things going for him. Like I said, tremendous right hand, tremendous right uppercut, great punching power. He's strong as an ox. He's good at cutting off a ring. He's aggressive. He is a handful already, but he does need to add a few things to his arsenal. He does need to be a bit more careful defensively. And yeah, going forwards, there are a few improvements he needs to make. But, Makhmudov, he's 29 years old. It's not old for a heavyweight. He's still got time. And yeah, I believe Makhmudov could be a diamond in the rough. And regardless of how far this guy goes, his career is going to be fun to follow because he is ultra aggressive and he can punch. So even if he doesn't get to the highest level, he's going to give us fun fights. So there's that to look forward to. In regards to his next opponent, who should he fight next? I mean, there's several names we could throw out there, but one guy I would like to see him fight, and I think it'd be a nice little step up, is a guy by the name of Yatalo Pereira. Now, Yatalo Pereira recently fought Tyrone Spong, and Tyrone Spong is a kickboxer turned boxer. He was a very good kickboxer, and Pereira took Spong the distance and lost a split decision. From what I saw, Pereira should have won that fight, or from what I read, Pereira should have won that fight. And yeah, Pereira, over the years, has proved to be a capable journeyman. He's got draws with the likes of Jerry DeWaco. He went the distance with Adam Kalnatsky. Pereira is a tough, durable guy. So maybe that's a slight step up for Makhmudov. I think that could be a good shout. But, in the heavyweight division, there's plenty of capable journeymen. So there are other names we can throw out there. But yeah, for the foreseeable, maybe the next 2 or 3 fights, I would like to see Makhmudov, fight a couple of more durable journeymen and gradually raise the levels each time. But yeah, Makhmudov, an interesting prospect, an exciting prospect, a hard punching prospect, and he becomes the first man to stop the durable, slick, tricky Avery Gibson. Share your thoughts below. Have you seen Arslanbek Makhmudov? If so, what do you think? Peace.